Hi guys, Jess Speciale here, and you're watching Mum on Purpose. So today I want to talk to you guys about something that you already know I'm very passionate about. So I want to talk to you guys about social media. I know, how ironic that I'm using social media to talk to you about social media. But I have some concerns. I want to start a conversation. I want to put this idea out there because I want solutions, and I know that there's stuff already going on now. And I just, this topic, it just gets me so riled up. Social media, what's my problem with it? Look, I don't really have a problem with social media as such, but I have a problem with the value we put on it and the addictive qualities it has and what it does to us as people. Sometimes, you know, if you can grow up in an environment where you seek approval, often what happens as you get exposed to your peers, you have that behavior and you start seeking approval from your friends, and that's how you start to value yourself, and that's how you start to create your own self-esteem. So when I was younger, you know, I only ever really had one or two really close friends at any one time, and then I just traveled around with those really couple of close friends, and then I was just kind of, you know, you're friends with everybody, but yeah, I only really had one or two close friends. And I remember I had a friend, like, she was my best friend, and she never really made me feel good about myself. It was her birthday, and I wanted to get her a birthday present, and my parents wouldn't take me to the shops to get her a birthday present, so I had a pair of board shorts which I'd bought for myself. They still had the tags on, and I loved them, and I was just, I adored them so much. But it was more important for me to give her a birthday gift, so I wrapped them up and I gave them to her as a birthday gift, and she went to try them on and she couldn't get them past her knees. And she was trying to put them on, and then she checked the size. I was a size 8, and I just assumed she was. And she'd said to me, look, I'm really flattered, but I'm not a size 8, I'm a size 12. And you know, like in the movies where kind of like everything stays still and then the camera like pans around like the person in the center of it all, and they're like, whoa, then they actually see reality. That was like a real defining moment for me. I know it doesn't seem like anything, but my perception of how I saw her as this amazing, you know, fit, size 8, dominant, confident person. And then I didn't realize that I'd been so warped that she's 2 sizes bigger than me. Now, I know that's something really superficial, but could you understand the perception of a 14-year-old at that point of how they then saw themselves and the confidence that they had? Now, the reason why I share that story is because growing up, you know, I needed the opinion of my peers. I compared myself to everybody, and in comparing myself to everybody, I was trying to be like everybody else. And man, like, high school's tough, right? You know, when you're a bit of a lost kid trying to figure everything out. Think about our kids these days. Because you had social media in the mix. When we were growing up, we just had to watch out for the TV, you know, like, and the billboards. Who are the influencers now? Who are the influencers? Who's having the influence on us? Who's having the influence on our kid? We've never been in such a connected world. You know, we're so connected and we're so influenced, and as parents, we just have no control, right? Once they get one of those things, you know, smartphones, well, it's out of our hands. And I'm so passionate about it because I know growing up, I needed the approval of others, which is why I've had to do so much work in myself now to be strong and not really care what other people think and live my own truth. But as any parent, you gotta wonder, you gotta worry about our kids. The other thing about social media that really worries me, not even just about kids, but just about us in general, like normal human beings, social media just glamorizes the life of a few. And then we watch them, and we watch these staged shots that they do, these photographs, and and we get jealous and we compare ourselves to their perceived happiness, and we forget there's a filter on everything. The photo was taken at a certain point and then put together and packaged in a certain way for us to see it so that people could be perceived a certain way. And then we take somebody's Instagram life and we compare it to our own, and then we're just like, what? Like, why aren't I like that? Why aren't I that happy? Why aren't I, And then we just become so overwhelmed and disappointed in ourselves. Why couldn't I be like that? And then we do nothing. It's no way to live. It's no way to live. And I used to post on social media like, wow, look at me. This is great. I try not to do that so much anymore. And I try to be more authentic in what I'm posting and why I'm posting it. So if I'm taking a photo of like my abs or a selfie or something, there's a message behind it. I did a post about, I took a photo of my abs the other day, but the message was consistency. The message was, if you keep doing something enough, consistency pays off. So that's what I try to do now, but man, gosh, I got caught in that trap myself. And I've been caught in the trap of thinking, I would have a great day with my kids at home, and then I would go on social media and I would see another mum who's done like 50 things. So maybe I've stayed home and played in the sandpit with my kids, and I'll be like, wow, that was a great day. And then I saw a mum who managed to get her kids to the beach, and then they had ice cream. They went to Aqua, they did all these wonderful things, and I'm just like, I suck at my life. Like, I just can't. You know what I'm saying? So the comparison is what's robbing our joy. And I say the comparison is the thief of all joy. So I'm not going to go on too much more about this. This deserves so much more attention. My intention for today was really just to start a conversation. Start a conversation about what we're doing to ourselves, and start a conversation about, what we could be doing for our children now to instill confidence and independence in them so that they don't rely so much on the opinions of their peers as they're growing up. Because then, we're in a stage of life where our kids have never had so much opportunity before, ever. Yet, kids having anxiety and depression in primary school. Okay. Like, what? So doesn't that just indicate if these problems are going on in primary school, like something's very wrong, isn't it? And it's no fault of anybody's. We are dealing with something here that we don't really know the effects of yet. And I'm not saying it's bad. Like, how many social media platforms do I have? I've got so many. I'm just encouraging you just to think about and have a conversation about and start to project forward how we can equip our children to have confidence within themselves, and how ourselves, we can stop robbing ourselves of joy. Like, stop it. If you jump on Instagram or Facebook or someone and you see your friend doing really well, you know what happens to most of us? Most of us get depressed. That was a study. So don't do it to yourself. Don't let Facebook use you for advertising and all that stuff. Don't get lost on social media. Don't lose yourself in social media. Don't lose who you are in social media. Use it as a platform to share your truth, to share your story, and to be you. And it's a risk, man, because if you don't blend in, you know what? You're going to stand out, and somebody along the way is going to try and pull you down. That's life. I've had a lot of people, even in what I do, not agree with me. And it's a tough lesson to learn. It's a tough lesson to still stick by your guns and be who you are. So I'm going to challenge you guys to do something. Use social media. Use it. Use it for you. What do you want to know? What do you want to learn? And who do you want to be? Decide that before you go on social media. And do not be reactive. Do not be reactive. You can check your notifications and stuff and respond to messages, sure. But do not just get lost in scrolling and in perceiving other people's happiness and demeaning your own. Use it. Use it to better yourself, and use it to get your truth and your message and your love and your happiness of yourselves and your families and everybody. Use it to get out there. So I went a lot off topic. I didn't really talk about what I intended to, but it's important. And I think it's an important conversation. And I want to empower you to live your life on purpose. Even if your BFF on Instagram has had a really great picture of their food. I'll speak to you next time.